If I gave you this problem and asked for the inverse, would you know what to do? Yes. What would you do first? Okay, so for those of you who need to see all the steps, let me not skip steps to begin with. Okay, we can skip steps later on if we're okay, but I want to go ahead and write this step first. Now, is that a required step? No, but if our rules are switch x and y, some people argue that there's not a y up here, so we just want to make sure we're good. Now we switch x and y. X equals the square root of y plus 5. And then what?
Then we have to unsquare root it.
Right, we have to undo the square root. How do you undo a square root? Square it on both sides, right? Both sides. So I get x squared equals y plus 5. Are we done?
No.
Oh, okay. What do we have left to do? Subtract 5 from both sides. We are also much wiser than we were last time we did problems like this. So there's one more step. Why would I write that step? Because I'm telling you this is the inverse, right? Remember that's the notation we talked about? That means inverse. And we're saying we started with f of x. Now we have the inverse. This is the notation for inverse. You remember that? Good. Okay? So here's my question. We've already done that, right? So we just did that as a review to make sure we're solid, right? But what if the problem looked like this? Could you do that problem? Wait, how is it different? Okay, so it's a cube root instead of a square root. Why didn't I do this last time? Last time we were focused on square roots and squares. Now we're focused on cube roots. So we need to make sure we know how to find the inverse of a cube root. Yes? Okay, so what would I do first? Okay, so including all the steps. No, that's okay. You're right. I just want to make sure everybody's with me. Now I'm going to switch my y and x. X equals the cube root of y plus 5. Sorry about that. How do I undo a cubed root? Cube. So if I cube this side and cube this side, I get, correct, x cubed equals y plus 5. Now I have to subtract the 5. Good. X cubed minus 5 equals y. We have our last step, because of our different notation, to show I know I'm talking about an inverse. What did I really, what did I really do different? Yeah, this was a square root, so I had to square it. This was a cube root, and I had to cube it. Isn't every other single step the same? So if I gave you a problem like this, you really already know how to do those, don't you? Okay. Let me scoot down a little bit. What about if it was a problem that looked like this? Y equals x cubed plus 4. What? X cubed plus 4. How would you find the inverse of this problem? Okay, so x equals y cubed plus 4. What do I have to do first? Good. Subtract the 4 from both sides. X minus 4 equals y cubed. Right, we had to figure out how to undo a cube. And you've already said cube root, right? So if I cube root both sides, cube root there, cube root there. Wait, is that a cube root? How do I do a cube root? Oh, little baby 3 up on top, like that, on the arm. Okay, we'll go with that. Cube root of x minus 4 equals y. Yeah.
What? I was wanting to distribute.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to distribute it. Everything on this side is in the cube root, so I just write it everything on the cube root. Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah, we're just not done yet. Yeah. I was just trying to answer a question real quick about this step. I still have one more step, right? So f negative 1 of x, the inverse is the cube root of x minus 4. I know, and that's okay. Do I need to do a whole bunch more of these for you? This one and this one? Here's the one I'm going to give you. Okay? Because lots of times you guys say, if you can do the hard ones, then what? You can do the easy ones. So here's what I have for you today. 3 times the cube root of x plus 1 over 4 minus 6. Now, I just could feel the temperature in the room start to rise because you all panicked at the same time. Guys, is this a hard problem?
Yes.
No. Does it have a lot more steps?
Yes.
Yes. Does that automatically make it hard?
Yes.
No. Hit her. Oh my goodness. So what do I want to do first? Can I skip the first step this time? Are you guys okay with that, or do I need to write it? Okay, I can skip it. All right. So what am I going to write first? X equals 3 times the cube root of y plus 1 over 4 minus 6.
You can add 6 to both sides to start off.
That's absolutely the first step I need to do.
Yeah, no, we need more from you, Brittany.
Yikes. No bruising. No bruising each other, please. So I have x plus 6 equals 3 times the cube root of y plus 1 over 4. Somebody else tell me the next step. What you got? Divide by 3. Very good. Wait, which 3? Like the little baby 3? Oh, the big one. Okay. Yes? Now, no. Sometimes that's going to be appropriate. Sometimes it's just fine to leave it like this. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah. Yes, you can. A lot of times when we were worried about like solving equations with radicals in it before, our goal was to isolate the radical, right? Is this radical isolated? Is anything being added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided to the radical? No. So is the radical isolated? Yes. So now if I'm really trying to solve for y, what do I have to do? I have to cube it, don't I? I have to get rid of the root. And we know to get rid of a cube root, to undo a cube root, we have to what? Cube it. What am I cubing on the left-hand side? Everything. So what's appropriate to add? Yeah, parentheses. X plus 6 over 3 cubed equals what? Very good. Y plus 1 over 4. Now what? Why would I multiply both sides by 4? Because it's already being divided by 4, right? So if I multiply this side by 4 and multiply this side by 4, that should be enough to simplify that 4 to 1. So it's not there, right? So on the left-hand side, I have 4. Wait, is 4 being cubed? Oh, no. So can I put that inside the parentheses? Oh, okay. Excuse me. No. X plus 6 over 3 cubed equals y plus 1.
-1.
So if I subtract 1 from both sides, what am I subtracting the 1 from? Is it from the 6? The 3? The 4? This 3? Oh, okay. Okay, good. So I have 4 times x plus 6 over 3, and that thing is cubed, and then minus 1, and that equals y? Am I done? I would not. I would not multiply the 4 in. Why can I not multiply the 4 in? This thing is being cubed. In order of operations says first, before I can multiply, I have to do parentheses and exponents, right? I have to do exponents first before I can multiply this in. Okay? So the only thing I have left to do is prove to my reader that I know what I'm talking about. Here is my inverse. Now, look me straight in the face and tell me that any of these steps were hard. You can't, can you? Were there many more steps than any of the other problems? Yes, but was this a hard problem? No. All right, I have to be honest with you. When you look at this problem, does it look like a hard problem? Yes, it does, and that's okay. All right? But you are brave mathematicians. You are brave. You can fight the fight and figure out that this is not a hard problem. There's just lots of steps. And once you get through all of these little ticky-tack steps, you can get to an answer which honestly looks equally as hard. Right? It does look difficult. There's a lot of stuff there. We don't care because we already beat it. Boom. I don't have a microphone, so I just dropped my marker. Okay? Any questions about this? Okay, so what do you notice about the problems that you are assigned for homework?
There's only 4 of them.
We'll try one more time. There's only 5 of them. There's only 5 of them. Okay?
But can I solve your inverse functions?
Yeah. Look in your book, please, at that page. Look in your book at page 334. Why would I only choose to assign those 5 problems that I did on page 334? Well, I did want to give you some extra credit, but look closely at the problems, please. I know some of them are at the bottom of the previous page, but why did I not assign number 40? Why did I not assign number 41? Yeah, what is our focus right now? Cubes and cube roots. Okay? I picked out the cube and cube root problems of this section that we're in. Okay? Are you allowed to do 40 and 41 for extra credit? Yes, knowing that they're not going to be cubes and cube roots, so you're going to have to be careful what kind of root or what kind of power you raise it to. Fair enough? Does everybody understand about that? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Any of them in that section that I did not assign are extra. You can do for extra. Okay? Are there any questions?